Hello, everybody. My name is Dean, and we are here for a little Q&A. And here's Roman,
Hello.
Hi.
Thibaut, Frederic, and Olivier.
Hello.
The team of Kiviak and the wonderful Kickstarter project of yours, the WoFi sampling synthesizer. So I hope your seatbelts are fastening and everybody has a good evening. We are about to hear some questions and some answers about your little white synthesizer. So everybody, welcome out there. And we are even streaming not also on YouTube, we are streaming also on Facebook. So hello, everybody.
Hello.
So how are you doing today, Juan?
I'm doing good. I'm doing super good. I'm super excited.
This is great. Thibaut, greetings to Canada.
From Canada, right? So it's still the day today. So I'm happy to be with all of you guys. I don't know if some of the people are in the same time zone as me or if you are all in Europe. But anyway, I'm super glad that you are watching this today, and I hope we will answer your questions, and you will like what we'll tell you.
And then we have Frederic, mastermind and developing genius.
Ton micro, Fred.
You're
sorry,
muted.
I was muted.
Oh, you were muted. Yeah.
I'm here to answer a technical question that Olivier can't answer, but I'm super glad to be here tonight because this project has been on development for like 3 years, and now we are seeing like the thing materialize and soon to people. So super happy actually.
Then we have Olivier. Hello.
Everybody, I'm super glad also to be here to explain technical stuff about WoFi. Oh, WoFi. We can say WoFi.
Yeah, there are two schools.
So, hello everybody, and really a big warm welcome. It's great to have you all here. And I have the first question. So, what is Kiviak Instruments and where does it come from?
So maybe I can explain briefly what is Kiviak Instruments. So I own another company named Kiviak Technologies that I have funded like 5 years ago. It's a tech company in IT stuff, not related to music industry at all, but we are very specialized in cloud computing and stuff like this. 3 years ago, because I'm a musician since I'm a kid, like since I'm 7 years old, I'm a musician and very synth nerd. And I was trying to find an idea to start a new company. And I was speaking with a friend of mine, and we were speaking about the small Japanese keyboard from the 80s. And I said, it's weird. There is no product like this on the market at this time. Maybe it's new. It's not too complicated to make my own. And I start Kiviak Instrument just like this, discussing with a friend and saying it could be fun. So we start this like a joke, but after 3 years of really hard work, it was not a joke at all. So the goal of Kiviak Instruments is to propose hardware equipment like the WoFi, virtual plugins like the texturer, and platform like mywo.fi. So hardware, software, platform in the music industry, and to help and inspire people making good music. That's the goal.
Yeah, should be always the goal, not just making money or something.
Yes.
So we talked about earlier about your project, and I was pretty impressed, and especially about the sound and easiness to use. But this is a topic that we cover later. So for everybody who is eager to know what we are talking about today, we are also discussing not just what is Kiviak Instruments, we are also discussing what is the story behind Kiviak? You already told it in a brief moment, and also some features. Why does it do things like it does it, and other things? So, yeah. How does the WoFi came together in a terms of a real product? Because you said it was a fun project, basically. So
yeah, maybe I have to explain where I get this idea to put in the same product, like a small keyboard, a sampler, and a texturer effects, and with some small step sequencer. Okay, I have to explain. I was using at this time a very known Casio SK1 small toy sampler from the 80s, and I was using it with my modular. I was putting the audio out of my SK1 in modular texture modules like clouds from Mutable Instruments and other stuff like this. And I was on the other side, I was a Mother 32 users. That is the Moog Mother 32 that has a really good step sequence. They're very easy to use. And I was frustrated because it was impossible to use my SK1 with the sequencer of the Moog. And I say, maybe it's a good idea to have a step sequencer very easy to use with the sample and the sounds from the past, like the very dirty sounds from the 80s, like the 8-bit sounds. I'm a huge fan of very noisy stuff like this. I think the life comes from noise, or the noise comes from life, as you want. But that was the concept at the beginning. So put a small keyboard, like very portable, like you can use when you are on your couch or where you're traveling, and without any power cable and stuff like that. That's why we decide to put a battery in it, like since you can move with it. And so we put together the keyboard, the sample-based synthesizer, the texturer, and the sequencer. That was the concept. And then when we think about that, I say, okay, it's cool, but it's not enough. I think there is something we need to make more for this product. And I will say, okay, what we can do that other people can do, but maybe not the same way we can provide it to people. And I say, okay, I'm an IT guy. We work in cloud infrastructure for years. I think we can connect the machine to the cloud to provide a new experience for user. And this new experience is very easy to explain. You connect your machine to the internet. You can back up your machine. You can upload your sounds from the cloud to your machine, and you can share your sound design with other people and access the community sounds on your machine. That was the main concept.
Ah, great. And what makes the you told about the sampling stuff. What makes the WoFi in terms of sampling, and especially for the sample engines, so special?
Because with the WoFi, you can emulate vintage sampler. We have some kind of models, and we can emulate the sounds of vintage machine, like the old Japanese 8-bit, but also the American 12 bits, Japanese 12 bits, all the old good stuff we can emulate on the WoFi. But if you need more technical explanation, maybe Fred or Olivier could explain you in a better way than me.
Maybe before going more technical as well, like what is so special about this sampler, I think, is the easiness of use. Like we wanted to make something very user friendly with
You're
no big menu diving or anything complicated to tweak your sound. So the main idea behind this was really to have something where the users, either like synth nerds like us or like more casual musicians, would not be lost in front of the interface and would actually want to play and not be scared to break everything. So that's why we chose like a layout that's very similar to a classical vintage analog synthesizer, but as simple as it could get. And we chose as well parameters that could be tweaked and drastically change the sound, and at the same time lead to creative results. And the thing that is really cool is as well that it's more on the technical side, and maybe the guys will go a bit further in those explanations. But basically, you can play with the audio without any latency. This means that if you check, for instance, on our Instagram account, Olivier made a little demo the other day when he was playing at home. But you can record a sample while you're looping a sequence with another sample on the Wi-Fi, and instantaneously it's going to change the sound within the machine. So you can.
I think there is something we need to explain, Thibaut.
Yeah.
We need to explain that we put a microphone embedded in the machine, and the
exactly.
speaker. That's why you can do this very easily.
Exactly. So yes. So just maybe to go a bit back in time. So yeah, Romain explained that the main idea at the beginning was to be kind of a box that will gather all the tools he liked. So classic samplers plus all the envelope filters or effects that you could get on a modular synthesizer. And so we also wanted to keep in mind that this could be the next generation keyboard sampler. So the reinterpretation of those old 80s keyboards. And if we wanted to keep it that way, we had to also embrace the philosophy of those instruments that were small, portable, and straightforward. So we needed to have the battery, the speaker, and the microphone. So you could do like on the advertising, really record your voice, the sound of your cat or whatever you want, and directly play with that sound. So really, you don't have to connect to a computer to import your sound or whatever. You can do that too if you want. It's really okay. But
yes,
we wanted to have
I think it's
something
important to explain that you can do this.
You can do this too. But we wanted to have the very root features, and it was important for us to keep the same form factor. So that's why we had to make compromise. We could have made like a bigger keyboard or whatever. All those topics we discussed them, we tackled them, and we ended up making a machine that we think can fit many situations. So it can really be this portable machine that you take and you can simply use with the microphone, the speaker, and the battery. But it also has a very extensive input and outputs connection. So you can really integrate it in whatever setup you want. Either it's in a studio, in a live session, or just in your bedroom. Like, it's really up to you with this machine. So it's not like a do-it-all. It's more like a one-size-fit-all, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah, this is great. Also, we have a little treat for you guys out there, and you can win a texturizer plugin when it's released. So all you have to do is sign up for the newsletter at kiviakinstruments.com/newsletter, and you will get a free plugin. We are giving away 5 texturizers, textura, and this is a standalone and a real plugin, a VST plugin.
Yeah, it's a plugin. Yeah.
So you can also play with this in your own productions without the WoFi. So I saw some comments about the memory size of the WoFi, and it's fairly limited at the first glance, but I think some of you will tell me otherwise why it's not so important to have gigabytes of memory in this machine.
Maybe Thibaut, you can explain.
Oh, Thibaut?
Yeah. So basically, as I was explaining before, it's a tribute to the old keyboard samplers. So once again, here the goal of this machine is not to be a new version standalone of Contact, where you can get like huge libraries of Steinway pianos or concert pianos or whatever else you want. It's not MPC or SP404. It's not something where you're gonna put like loops of grooves. or long samples. Here, the idea is really to use samples like oscillators. Of course, you are not limited like in the length of the sample, so you could put something long and play with it and experiment. Like there are no rules. This is the rule, that there are no rules. But with what we did, basically, we never managed to fill up the memory of the machine. And there is plenty of storage to have up to 200 presets. Like if you take 5-second sample, which is really long already for a waveform, but you can have like 200 presets with 200 different samples, because one preset could use the same sample. So basically, you could have like maybe even more, maybe twice as much presets. And once again, we wanted to have something that is easy to use, not like the big library you have on your laptop where you can have an SSD, you have Control+F to search for what you're looking for. We want to have something straightforward that inspires you and something where you're not spending your time in menus. So we thought like most of digital synthesizers today, because this is a synthesizer that is sampling, but we have to keep in mind that it is a synthesizer. You have in general maybe like, I don't know, 300 or 400 patches, and so it's more than enough when you're looking for a new idea to browse through this. So that's why we went with this, and as well, like the thing with the whole ecosystem, as Romain explained, is that it's not limited to only the hardware. We also made a platform. And so on this platform, you can have like this huge library you would expect to have backups or even to get fresh sounds, because you have a free access to our cloud platform where you can store as many sounds as you want privately, or you can as well share it with other people. So
yeah, I think it's important to say in the mywo.fi platform, the storage is unlimited. You can store all the samples, all the patches you want, all the Soundbanks directly on the cloud platform. It's totally unlimited. The only condition to access mywo.fi is to own WoFi. That's all.
Exactly.
And there's even a question that reoccurs is about what does it with the memory card? So there is a memory card, and what is the story behind this? Because we have a cloud storage, we have internal space, and personally, I know the story behind it, but it's very funny to hear, and it's a cool idea. So
yeah, I think I can answer this question because it was my decision. So yeah, let's explain. I can. Okay, yes, I can explain it very easily. The first thing, when it was just a gimmick, like almost a joke to have this kind of memory cards, just because I want some vintage look memory cards, like all the old video game cartridge. It was the first idea. Then I told the guy, okay, could we do our own memory card? Say, okay, yes, we can do, but there is also technical reasons why we choose to make this way. And I think I can let Fred or Olivier explain, because they will be more efficient than me. Maybe Fred?
Should I take it?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Well, I think there's a really important technical point we have to talk here. And before really diving into technical details, we have to remind people that, as Thibaut said and Romain said, the priority on the WoFi was first the workflow. Meaning for us, the most important aspect of the machine is you have constantly a direct access to your material, which means when you are recording or when you are just switching on the machine, you can immediately play and you can swap things on the fly. Meaning, like if you have a sequence running and you say, okay, this sequence is nice, but it would be better with a different sample that I just recorded like 5 seconds before. Well, it's actually possible. There is no loading time. So in a sense, the system works a little bit like an old game console where the cartridge were providing like the content and it was directly mapped on the processor bus. So you could like read it, write it anytime. And this was the target. And this is done internally, but can also be done with the cartridge. So this is also one of the reasons behind this design.
We have a question here that really fits at the moment. For everybody, the questions will appear later in the show, so bear in mind we pinpoint your questions as like when will it be delivered and other stuff. So we will come to this point, so bear with us. We try to make this not all over the place. And as I said, I will remember you. You can win a free texturer plugin. So sign up for the Kiviak Instruments newsletter, and you will have the chance of winning one of the 5 texturers. Yeah. How does the card stick inside? How far inside the WoFi? Is this the complete picture we see here, or is this just a mock-up, or does it travel all through in? So
yeah, it goes way further. Basically, it will be just something you can click to get it out, you know, like
a SD card, like a mini.
Exactly.
Okay, so you don't have to fuss about that. You will break
it
when you have it on stage or something. Okay, this is cool. It's something that I didn't saw at the first place. So really cool question. Yeah.
It won't be breakable.
So we have a cloud storage and we have a memory card system.
You have 3 types of storage on the machine. You have internal storage, you have the memory card, and you have cloud storage. That's why we have 3 different buttons on the WoFi face panel. And you have int, card, and you have the cloud. That's why. That's why you can choose the way you want to load your content.
Do we want to talk a little bit about the mywo.fi platform, because there are some questions, and let's try to make it like this. Do I have to use the cloud platform for using the WoFi?
Yes, you have to use it, and you have to pay every day. No, that's not true.
Subscription? Oh no, really?
No, no, not at all. No, it's a joke. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. You can totally use the machine locally through the USB port. So we will deliver a Mac and PC app to manage the machine, make the firmware update, and load and save the content on the machine. So you don't have to use the cloud platform. You can use the memory cards too. And but to be honest, it's your choice if you doesn't want to use the cloud. But I think the best way to have the full feature of the machine is to use the cloud. Because if I was thinking it was not a good idea, I would not do this. But it's your choice.
The thing is, to make this really clear, you don't have to connect the WoFi with a cable to your system or something.
Yeah.
It works with Wi-Fi.
Yes,
that's the reason why it's called WoFi. So
yeah, it's WoFi because it's Lo-fi and Wi-Fi. That's why.
So you can mix. You really can mix the different use cases of the WoFi. But basically, yes, you could do everything on the air with the Wi-Fi. So get all the update and the firmware updates. I mean, like directly without connecting ever your Wi-Fi to your computer. And you can also get the content and push your content directly on the platform, as I was saying before, either privately or just on with the whole community. And the other thing you can do as well, you can get your Wi-Fi when you buy it. Never ever plug the Wi-Fi or use it at all, and just use it let's say the old-fashioned way with a USB cable, and to do all your file management like with the cable app. With the local app,
completely offline.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a way to make the firmware updates over Wi-Fi?
Yeah, we will push it like that.
Yeah, all the firmware updates could be done over the air. So you will have a notification, and you have the choice. Do you want to apply the new update like on your phone? Same thing. that you have every day on your phone when you have a new update. But if you don't want to do this, you don't have to. You can use the old way using the local app, plug the USB cable, download the firmware, push the firmware.
Good thing. But no SysX.
Oh, yes.
What? SysX update. Yay.
No SysX update.
Please don't do this.
No. I have a question for the guys, because I know we have implemented the SysX for the samples. Is it still running? Yeah,
yes, you can make an update using the SysX. It's
but you have to be patient.
Not so convenient. Yeah. You have to wait until the file
end of the world. Yeah.
Yes. But in my opinion, the Wi-Fi and the cloud connection is very convenient, because you come back to your home. You just have to start the Wi-Fi on, and then you can manage the files on your device, and that's very convenient, because you don't have to plug any cable. You don't have to use any software, no drivers, and
I think that's a good point, Olivier, because we need to explain something. You can manage the file using the web interface on the website, the mywo.fi web interface, but you can do it locally on the machine too. So you can manage your cloud files on the machine. It's not the more convenient way to do it, but you can do it. If you want to browse your content, the content online you want to browse on the machine directly, you can do it.
Okay, this is cool. So you don't have to be on your laptop or computers. You can stay in the right of the corner of your big studio, and you can browse your samples.
Yes.
This is a cool thing, because in my studio, every time I have to update a machine, I have to plug out some USB dongle to my MacBook Pro, and then get a card out of the machine, put it in, or put a cable in, and start any projects and stuff.
You can do everything on the machine directly, but to be honest, if you want
it's not convenient.
It's not convenient. The best way to do it is to use the web interface, because you have a big screen, you have your mouse or your trackpad, and you can do very interesting stuff online. Yes, so this screen is a Soundbanks. Maybe you can start from the login. Maybe.
Give me a second.
Yes.
Here.
So first thing, you have to log in. Okay, so you can register, and I need to explain the Kiviak account you will use on the WoFi platform is the same and you will use on the online shop for the kiviakinstruments.com, and the same account you will register your plugin. Okay, so you have only one account, the same for everything. Then you can log in using your Facebook account or Google account. To simplify, not fill the form. So when you're logged in, you will have the next page. Not this one. Not this one.
Is this the right one? Yes.
Cool. No, it's not the right one.
The
first one.
Soundbanks?
No, not this one.
It's not in order, so we have to click through.
Okay, not this one. This one is the profile. I'm sorry about that.
Floral library. Okay,
yeah, this one. So when you're logged in, you arrive and you have some recommendation, like the latest content online, so the latest Soundbanks from other people, and then you can explore. So you will have three types of objects in mywo.fi. You will have Soundbanks, patches, and samples. So samples, I think I don't have to explain what is a sample. Patches are the combination of one sample and one set of parameters. Then you will have Soundbanks, and a Soundbanks is a collection of patches. So this is the different type of content you can use on the platform. Maybe if you want, maybe I can share my screen. I show some stuff. Maybe it will be more convenient.
Yeah, this would be much more convenient than this because it's not numbered. This is okay.
Just let me know. Oh yeah, I am supposed to share my screen, and I will do it. Oh, present.
So bear with us. It's the first time we do this here as a community talk.
Yes.
This is not an external talk with any other brand or something or YouTube channel. This is your own community talk for the first time, and we hope to make some more in the future. So, would be cool. Okay, we got you.
Okay. So first, you have to log in.
Oh yeah. Please log in so not everybody sees your login data.
Then you have to remember your password. And don't make
This
any
would be a
mistake
good idea.
like me. Okay, I'm logged in. So when you're logged in, you have the latest content, like the latest Soundbanks, latest patches, latest samples. Okay, we are working on it maybe to improve this stuff, but the main thing is your library. So here you have your sample. Okay, so this is my library with my sample, but I also have other people's sample in it. Could you see it?
Yes.
So here there is my name. So okay, I have sample, and then I can see other people's sample. I can filter it, and as you can see, all the samples have tagged like vocal, synthetic, C5, dark. When you upload the sample on the platform, okay, if I upload a sample on the platform, I don't know if I could do this. Okay. You can make some processing. You can trim it automatically, resampling, choose what channel you want. If you have like stereo and you want to put it in mono, okay. You can make automated fade in and fade out. Just click on upload, boom, it's online. Now the sample is tagged. So this one is a kind of xylophone bells, and automatically it tagged with percussion, acoustic, C6, and dark.
Okay, so you don't have to do this on your own.
You can do it if you want. If you want to edit it, you can do it, and you can add some more content, but you don't have to. Okay?
This is really cool. Yeah.
And just to make it clear for everybody that is following, this is a web interface. That means that you can run this on your. Yeah, you can have it on your computer, but you can also use your phone or your tablet or any kind of device which has a compatible browser, and it will work.
That's totally true.
And
yes.
So don't make this one too short, because you have already a sampling editor in the web platform. This is something I really wanted to have in other products, to say from Roland or other brands.
We are working. Yes, we are working on the editor, and mywo.fi is like the iCloud of sampler. You have your sample, your patches. Like if you want to edit one of your patches, okay, you can see all the parameters. For the first release, you will not have the capability to edit the parameters. You can only view it. But in the next month, we will work on the full editor online, and you can edit all the parameters, and you can have the audio engine render it directly in the web page.
This is really cool, because we saw, especially from other brands, online editors, but not sampling editors online. So every time I used something like this, and then I have to open up my DAW and then export it to my hard drive, from the hard drive to the cloud, from the cloud to the product. So I see there is a real advantage in time saving, convenience, and really don't get lost in the making, so you can focus on the creativity.
Yes, and the same thing with the Soundbanks. when you create a Soundbank, you can add some content in it. Okay, I can put some patches in it. Boom. I created a Soundbank. And if I want...
Can you show this again, please?
Yeah, sure. I can show you from the beginning. Okay, I can create a new Soundbank. I create a new Soundbank. Then I can add some patches in the Soundbank. So I can add patches from my library. So I put this one. I can see it, put it back, and add some patches. Okay. I validate it, and boom, it's done.
Okay, it works like a Spotify playlist.
Exactly. You can edit it, or you can share it. That's the social part of the mywo.fi. If you want to share this content with someone, you just have to find a group. Okay, I have the Daft Punk as my friend. Very happy. I click on add, I click on validate, and boom, it's shared with this group. Because you can share Soundbank samples and patches with one people, with a group of people, or make it public. So the process is the same for group and users, but it's kind of different when you make it public. Because when you make it public, it's you cannot go back, okay? Because when it's public, you cannot say, hey, now it's private. But no, because it was public yesterday. So maybe some people have used it. So it's not your content anymore when it's public. When it's shared, it's always your content. If you want to stop the sharing, you can stop the sharing. Is it clear? Is that clear, the difference? Or maybe I can explain it again.
Maybe for some people that are new in this whole thing, it would be cool to make it understandable why this is the case, because
I can
in terms of
if I make it public, you will have a disclaimer. Changing the Soundbank visibility to public is irreversible action, because making the Soundbank public, it will be accessible to everyone. That's the point, okay? Because when we have something to make sure, if you make it public and someone use it in production, when you stop, you cannot remove it from this guy. You know what I mean? Maybe Thibaut, could you please explain it maybe in a better English than mine?
Yeah, so basically what we wanted to avoid, it was to have public patches that will just disappear from one day to another. But imagine you have been using, I don't know, I have been using the patch of Romain on my Grammy awarded song that is a super hit, and I have to do my tour next month, and I need to use this patch, but the patch is not available anymore. This would be a big issue and a big frustration for the users. So that's why we really wanted to put a big line between like what is shared and what is not shared, and what is public and what is not public. So as soon as you make something public, the people that will be able to use it, they will have access to it forever without any limitation.
Okay,
this is cool. So we can return to this.
Yes.
Show us some more, because this is a really big topic. The platform.
Yes. And you can explore other people's content. So when I say explore, and I say, okay, what I want a flute. Okay, I don't have any flute. I want brass. Okay, so I can search through the whole library, my content and other people's content that are shared with me, or other people content that are public. And if I like this content, like, okay, I really like the record 18, I just have to click on add to my library, and I have it in my library. Right now, if I go to my library and I go to sample, and I tap record, I have the record 18 just here. So it works really like Spotify or Apple Music, but for sample. It's easy to use. If I think, okay, this sample is really cool, I want to inform one of my friends that is super cool, I have a recommend button, I click on it, I can recommend the artist, the sound designer, or the sample itself. I can share it with one friend of mine, and I can click on validate, and boom, it's shared. It's not shared. It's recommended with my my friend. Same thing. If I say, I think this one is not very compliant with the legacy stuff, I can click on report and say, okay, there is a copyright infringement or discriminatory. I click on confirm, and we will have to moderate because it's sad, but we will have to moderate it just in case some people will put very bad content in it.
This is cool to have a real good legal backup.
And we have one more thing to show you tonight, and this is the device management, because the mywo.fi can manage one WoFi or multiple WoFi. If you are a really good customer from us, you can have multiple WoFi. And to be honest, it would be interesting to have more than one for live setup. And we have experienced it, and it's very fun. So you can manage your WoFi or your WoFi here, and you can have like all the updates available. So right now mine is offline and have no updates, but you can push the update from here. You will see what content is downloading or uploading, and you can have some informational stuff about your WoFi here, like the number of samples you have in it. You can browse it and all that stuff. Same thing for your profile. So this is my profile. You can customize the picture and the stuff, blah, blah. You can have all my samples in my profile. All the sample, I share it or made it public. Then we have some kind of dashboard when you can analyze what type of content you have on your profile. So on mine, I have a lot of acoustic stuff. I have a lot of keyboard, a lot of strings. I have 80 sample. I have only one patches, and I have shared 0 Soundbank right now. Okay, so it is a dashboard, and just to analyze. Any question about that we can answer right now? I think maybe it's.
I look in the live stream comments, and we don't see any comments right now about this. I think this is really clear. And if you have any questions when you see this in later terms, like a normal video, you can also write a comment, and we try to answer your questions later. So please bear with us. We are trying to get everybody on board. And to say it again, you can win a free texturer if you sign up now for the Kiviak newsletter. This will go for just 1 week, 7 days. And if you see this as a video, you can also participate. And already all people who also signed up before are automatically are in the free giveaway. So have luck, and maybe you win one of 5 texturers. Cool. So let's see. We can talk about the capabilities of the UI on the product itself, if you like. So we have the texturizer here, textura, and the player and sequencer. Where we will want to start, there's the player again.
I think
and you also see
the player maybe.
Yeah, with the player, because it's the first element on the layout of the machine.
I think there was a question in the chat about it, like how does the machine were modeled, and I think it brings us to the player.
Yes,
I think this is a really cool thing, and we also can do another live stream later if the people like. It depends on your feedback. So if you want to know about more this stuff, because the time is a little bit limited, please let us know. So the player is the sampling stuff in the WoFi?
Yeah, it's basically the player of the sample. So it stands as the oscillator for the machine and for the synthesis engine. And there you have different emulations, as it was stated in the chat and as Frédéric just said. And so basically what you're going to be able to do here is to choose how dirty you want your sound to be. So it can be super slick and clean. So you can have a very crispy sound. But we also made this emulation, so you could give like a very lo-fi, the lo-fi side of the WoFi, right? A lo-fi sound to your patch and what you're gonna sculpt. And so basically the idea was to really pick like the most iconic machines and sound that people like and to emulate them. And as well, we wanted to make our own models. So basically to do different models that don't exist, just to get
some
even
character.
more lo-fi. Yes. And the cool things that you will be able to add like noise artifacts and so on that are different depending on the model, and you have also different time stretching algorithm. But I think Fred could talk about this better than I can. So I don't know if you want to jump in on this topic, Fred.
Yeah, with pleasure, actually. Yeah, talking about the player, like you said most of it. The idea behind the player was to provide the grain, and I think Romain said it many times. The WoFi is not a clean machine. It's a machine which is there to like work on sample as raw material, but to process it in a way where you can really create percussive sounds, texture, pads, or things that actually has a certain volume because of the character. So the model were like built around machines that Romain has used before, and I think you have still plenty of them in your studio. And we played around different concepts like the Rode Casio, Old Yamaha, but also some more recent Akai stuff. I don't know if we can say the brands, but I mean they are like modeled after. They are not exact copies, but like they are really getting the feeling that you get when you use this machine. But you can go actually even further by destroying with the glitch. And also one thing which is like technologically interesting on this machine, which I don't think you see very often, is actually the time stretching is in real time. So you have your samples ready, you stream them from either the internal memory or your card, and you can actually change the format, make it go faster or slower without altering the pitch. So of course it doesn't sound completely like the most perfect algorithm which are used today, like to preserve the format perfectly and so, but it has this kind of like, you know, things you used to do before, not in real time. You would process your sample, then you would resample them again in the machine to do this kind of like slowing down effects, which work really well on like vocals or on strings. And but now you can do it on the fly, and actually these parameters can also be modulated, so by your envelope or your like your LFO. I think the LFO mainly, and this is like something we are bringing in the player, meaning like this raw character, but also like modern tech, like having this real-time control and things you can adjust on the fly. So it's also really good for live performance, actually.
Yeah, cool. So this is all the sampling stuff and manipulation of this. We also can see here the sample. You can crop it, you can manipulate it, and you can even zoom in, so you have the right starting points and stuff. How big is the memory size for one sample? So is there a time limit? Is there a size limit?
Not really, because like the memory is organized in blocks, and you can in theory use the whole memory for one sample. So there's no real limitation on this.
Okay, you can go completely crazy and make a whole soundtrack and glitch it through.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could put the audio of this live session right now as a sample on your WoFi if you want and play with it. Yes.
Maybe when we do it as a podcast, I don't know. There's the texturer directly on the product itself. Can you explain this, or should we?
Yes, maybe I can explain briefly, and then we can do more technical stuff. So, basically, texturer is kind of granular shimmer. It will add some harmonics and grains, and you have 4 main parameters that you can work on. You have the size of the grains, you have the density of grains, you have the depth. The depth is kind of wet dry, and you have the way of the grains are re-injected, like more chaos, more randomness. Okay, this is the 4 basics you can control very easily on the texture algorithm. And it's a kind of granular shimmer. The best way to discover it is to see the video we've made for the Kickstarter, and you have some example with the texture, and I think it's the best way to do it.
Okay, cool. I think we have a brief introduction for the UI. Let's come to the good part and some questions from the people, I think.
Sure.
So let's have a look. Exactly. So there's a question about the estimated delivery time, and I think this is the next topic of it all. So the Kickstarter is now going until the 16th of November.
Yeah.
Is this right? Yes.
Yes, that's totally right. The end of Kickstarter will be November the 16th. And the estimated time of delivery is March 24.
Okay.
So we are working hard to respect the delivery time. So March 24 should be okay.
It's one of the reasons I work with you is I saw the project for the first time we talked about, and it was in a pretty good state already, and this was not a vaporware. So as anybody knows, I do normally a German tech talk called Sequencer Talk, and we did already a show with you, and we met at Super Booth, and I can see there is a real product behind this. This is not a vaporware.
Yes.
And
no, it's a real product.
So March is not a long time to go now. So it's just basically the manufacturing, packing, and off it goes.
Yes, we have some work to do until March, but March is in 5 months, so we are not so far from the end. In terms of hardware, we are waiting the last hardware revision to come from the factory to make sure everything is in a good shape. And about the firmware, I would say 90%, something like this. I don't know. It's kind of difficult to evaluate. Sometimes, to be honest, it depends of the day. Sometimes I say, hey, maybe it's 99%, and sometimes I say, maybe it's 80. Depending, not because the work is changing, just because sometimes we discover new feature we want to add on the 1.0 version, and I will put some new work for Olivier and the whole team involved. And sometimes we discover some bugs and we are working fixing it. So to answer the question of Jason, yes, we will providing updates, and that's one of the main feature of the Wi-Fi thing and the cloud thing, is that you can push firmware over the air. So if we have something to fix, we push the fix. You will have a notification. Click on yes, wait a few minutes, and boom, it's fixed. That's why we are some kind of confident. But I want to explain something. Sometimes it could be very frustrating when you receive a new machine, and the first thing you have to do is updating the machine. So we will try to do our best to provide the best 1.0 version, but for sure we will provide some new updates for new features and bug fixes.
Okay, this is cool because nothing is more frustrating than a new product that is full of
when you have a new video game console and the first thing you have is to configure the network, then you have to wait during 2 hours for the updating before you can play. It's very frustrating.
That's the reason why I don't play new games these days. I have a little retro emulator and I'm basically done.
I totally agree with you.
If I can add something on the update topic,
yes, sure.
Of course we want to do updates, and it's something like we want also to link to the community we're gonna build with everybody. So we have got a ton of questions already or suggestions on features that we should not have and so on. The thing we want to explain is that Romain had a vision. No, we had really an idea of what machine we wanted to make, and there is a whole philosophy behind this with the way we use it, with which features should have and not have to not, let's say, block the creativity and so on, as we talked about earlier. And so what we want to deliver to users is going to be really how we imagine it, like how WoFi should be and what we wanted to put inside. But of course, we have already a roadmap of cool features we want to have, like the nice to have feature that will come later. But first, we really want to have like WoFi as it should be, you know, and then the future will bring more cool things on board.
Okay, this is really cool because sometimes the people have completely other ideas and they can participate in ideas and yeah. So
another question?
Is there another question?
I saw a question in the chat which was interesting, and Olivier answered it by text, but I think he can answer it like with the video. It's about the production quality and the attention which has been given to details like different components and so, because like for Olivier it took, and for me too, it took us a lot of time to identify like the right manufacturer, the right part providers. Some custom parts have been made, and I guess like Olivier can talk about it.
Yes, of course. So I already answered about the quality of the parts, especially for the plastic parts. This is my current work. We choose among many manufacturers. We choose the right one, I think, and we want to have the best quality for the plastic parts, and of course we will have spare parts available in the store, because it's really frustrating to lose some caps or whatever, or to have the pads not working anymore. So when we order the parts, we always order more parts to have a spare for users. Maybe I can share my screen.
No problem. We will provide you with this.
Yes.
Until you make this, I will make a little plug. So you can win the Textura plugin if you like. Please sign up for the newsletter if you like to win. So go on to kiviak-instruments.com/newsletter and you can win one of 5 textures. Are you done?
Yes, but
Great.
I don't.
So.
Yes. This is an example. This is the exploded view. So this is the exploded view of the Wi-Fi. So we can see all the parts inside. So we have the main board, we have the keyboard, the supports, the side, the wood side parts. The case is in metal. We have silicone pads, and there are all the caps, the plastic caps. So in terms of repairability, I think we are done. Currently, I can disassemble a device in maybe 10 minutes. It's very easy. If you have some parts to replace, this is not a problem. So
yeah, I think it's very, very important. We will have some spare parts ready to ship if needed, and we will have some service to repair the machine on site at Kiviak. That's very important. The customer, we will have a customer. I think this is something I can explain. We will have a customer portal on the website, so you can open a ticket and you can ask a question, and we will answer the question directly from the customer portal. Same thing if you have something that failed and you need a repair, you can open a ticket and we will find a solution for you. And I think it's very important to have a good customer service. I think it's one of the most important parts, because it's very frustrating when you buy a device and you have no service at all. And as I said before, I come from the service. I run a service company, so I know what is a customer and how to treat it. Very important for me.
That's a really good one, because as you said, nothing is more frustrating than dealing with a company that has no plan B.
Yes.
And while we are on the repairability topic, this was a question which was asked also on several forums, is about the battery, because of course, like in such device, the lifetime is mainly dictated by, okay, the mechanic part, but there is good choice has been made, but also the battery. And the battery is a standard type, so it can be replaced. There's no issue about this. It's the same battery you use in like big flashlights. So it's not custom made. It can be replaced. So no problem about that.
Yeah, I think it was very important to explain this. Thank you, friend.
Yes, it's a really cool one. So let's see, what other questions do we have? There's a question about the touch strip underneath the display. What does it do?
The touch strip is a kind of ribbon controller, and you can do multiple things with it. You can assign it. You have a learn button in it, and you can assign the touch stripe to any parameter you want, like we do with the LFO. You click on learn on the LFO, and you can assign the LFO to any parameter. Same thing with the touch stripe. So it's a ribbon controller, very classical. But not only. We try to we want to use it maybe to make some selection on the audio editor. But to be honest, why we have not made any video about that? Because we are still working on it to improve it. Not the mechanical part, but the way the software is using it. Because the feeling,
how is it reacting, and does it
the problem
it has
is not
to go
the
smooth and stuff?
Yeah, we need to have something really smooth and easy to use. So we are still working on it, to be honest.
Cool. So let's look. Do we have any more questions in the house?
I can see a question about the Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah.
Like, can the Wi-Fi connect to hidden Wi-Fi network? So yes, you can connect a hidden Wi-Fi network. You don't have to broadcast your SSID to connect. So yes, it's okay. And for the 5 gigahertz, technically, it's supported by the chipset we used, but to be honest, we didn't test it in many configurations with the 5 gigahertz, because it's not very often that we have a 5 gigahertz, but now it's more often. So technically, it's supported by the chipset, but we'll have to run a lot of tests to make sure everything is under control, and it's planned. Like when we will use all the SCM stuff and things like this, I think it would be a good opportunity to test a very good and deep test of the Wi-Fi. But honestly, it works very well in many configurations already. We have tested on many like boxes in France, like very professional Wi-Fi access point, very unprofessional Wi-Fi access point, and it works. There is only one use case, could be not easy, is the Wi-Fi connection with a portal. You know, like when you are at the hotel, because you need a website to authenticate. This use case is not supported because we don't have any browser on the machine. That's the only use case I can see, or maybe more complex authenticating stuff like Radius or stuff like this, but no one is using this at home.
This is normal.
Yes.
I can remember I had a little USB bank with Wi-Fi, and you can transfer SD cards with it over Wi-Fi, and it was the same thing. You could use this as a repeater, and it was completely not usable if you don't had a network cable or something in the hotel. But this is the case, and nowadays we have all smartphones that can
and
do
you can share your connection. It works perfectly.
Exactly. No,
that's
so
right. I think we have a good question. Someone is asking about the embedded microphone and what is the quality of the embedded microphone. Who wants to answer, Olivier or Fred? Maybe Fred, this is your choice.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the problem of the embedded microphone is not the quality of the microphone, is the microphone is built in a case. So basically, if the case vibrate or it's like located in noisy environment, you can have a very good quality microphone. You won't get a very good quality sampling. So basically, you can get good sound, but you need to make sure that your machine is stable, not getting vibrated by something else, and being close to the microphone itself. So, but more than that, I don't really know what's the like quality measurement of the microphone. If it's like the noise floor, I think we are like minus 60 dB or something. But more than that, can't tell much. And if you want to have like really high quality recording, this you can do it with like the audio in. You put like directly a good source to it because we have good preamps, or you can even, if you want to get more fancy, attach an external preamp, and here you will get the best dynamic from the instrument for sure.
Thank you, Fred.
Yes. I can add just that we had a special feature for recording, because when you record, at the beginning we listen the sound of the button. So we choose to start the recording when you release the button, so you don't have the sound of your case.
Yeah, the click of the button at the beginning of the sample.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, someone is asking, can you use that touch strip for pitch bend? Yes, sure. You can assign the pitch to the touch strip.
So it's completely, more or less, completely free configurable.
Yeah.
Not
like
totally free, but you are, yeah.
For many parts.
Not totally free, but yes, you have a multiple choice. But it will not be a pitch bend, to be honest, because the pitch bend is supposed to go higher and down, up and down. And the pitch on the machine we could do the same thing. I'm sorry, I'm totally exhausted and said no, there is no issue.
Okay.
We can do exactly the same thing. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, is there a velocity and aftertouch?
Sure, we have a velocity and aftertouch.
And
you can assign, and for the aftertouch, you can assign it to different parameters. So you can assign it to velocity, or you can assign it to pitch.
We're using it as a pitch bend, right?
It's very fun.
It's fun, yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's have a look. There was a question about the encoders. Genau. So is it possible to push and turn stuff and other things with the encoders?
So they all have a click, so you can push all the encoders. We will probably not. We were discussing this a bit earlier. We won't probably mix the gesture of pushing and turning at the same time, because it can be a bit clumsy in live situations or things like that. But definitely, like, we are already using like different ways the click of these encoders, and we will be able, of course, to create like a more complex interaction with the machines thanks to that.
Mm-hmm. I think we are running a little bit out of time, so I think we're done for today, more or less. Or do you have anything to add? And please, everybody, if you like this format and you see how we want to build a community with you, please write us feedback, write us comments, write us questions. We will try to answer this, and maybe we could do another one, and then we already discussed this in the background at the moment, where we show some more of the workflow and maybe with a little bit more hands-on, because there's a lot of to talk about also.
I just took the opportunity to add a little link in the chat. So basically, we made a Facebook group recently. The idea, if you're interested in the project, you backed or not yet, you can join the group. The idea is really to just throw ideas for you guys, or to discuss about your experience, future experience, I mean, with the machine, to ask us questions as well. Like, we will try to be as fast to answer and as good as we can. So yeah, feel free to join in. And if you want to hear more about the WoFi, so you can go to watch the video on the Kickstarter page, and there are also lots of video on our YouTube account and on the Instagram page if you want to hear a bit more about what kind of noise you can make.
That's really great. We are really thankful that you are out there, and we can also have a short look on the Kickstarter. I will make this. Maybe it does something. Yeah. We are close to the goal.
It's good to remind people, like, the campaign is still running, and we are very close to the goal. So like 6 machines, and we are there. So if you want to be the one that makes it possible, go now.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So you find everything about the WoFi on the Kickstarter page, and there are plenty other talks with me on Sequence to talk about the whole story, or on Les Sondiers, or on, I think you even talked with Sonic State on a fair and stuff.
Yes.
So there's plenty more stuff to discover. And here are the hard facts. 10-voice polyphony, you have 16-bit mono samples in 84 kilohertz, line dynamic microphone integrated, other stuff. So you find everything, and maybe you have some questions, so please feel free and write us comments and stuff. Yay.
Thanks, Dean.
Thank you.
I think we're done. So everybody, have a nice evening, good morning, or whatever when you see this. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.